Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm going to go through an effect that I just found in Ableton, which is spinning me out. It's not beat repeat, it's not filter delay. I believe it's better. This is 5 cents to cent. It is part of Ableton's audio effects under Pitch Hack. I've been using Ableton since 2007. I understand Pitch Hack probably wasn't available then, so I'm not sure when it came about. But for the years and hours I've spent on Ableton, I don't know how I've never clicked on it, explored it, or tested it out. It's pissed me off that it's been this long. Within Pitch Hack, there's a few different presets. I'm on 5 cents to cent. It's my personal favorite when I went through them. Octave stacking is nice as well. They're all somewhat the same though. Once you throw it on there, they're just different variations of the Pitch Hack itself. I've got it on a loop, which is just a kick and a little percussion loop that I've put together. Completely dry. Let's turn this up. Pretty simple. Now, I'll get into it when you would use it and how I use it soon. I'm just going to show you what it's doing. So this is the preset. It's on 0 wet. I'll just turn it up. Wild. I go 100% wet, probably lose the original sound. We'll go up. Anyway. You know me, you know the channel. This is my cup of tea in terms of style and sound. I'm using it as my own little glitch creator. It's similar to Fracture by Glitch Machines, I find. It's not as complex or as deep as that. Glitch Machine has heaps of presets and it's got random buttons and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, for not having to go third party or buy anything, these Pitch Hack options are crazy. When am I using it? I haven't implemented it into a track yet. I have been making samples with it, but it's just... I originally used it on a full kick to then process it, freeze it to audio, flatten it, and then take out bits of that, roll the high end off, and use it as a rumble, and it worked. Now, I'm not getting too deep into like all these little fine-tuning semitones and all that. They do control various other things. If you can click on your info bar, it'll tell you exactly. But the rate, reverse, and the dry wet, basically. It is very glitchy. So who's using it, why you're using it, it's going to vary on your genre and your own taste. I like it sort of pitching down to maybe try and find something I'd use as a bass. So if we go down, let's go lower. I'll loop the kick. I'll be looking for that real low end, all those sorts of sounds. Now I'm going to turn this on. This is SynthBite. This is just a preset from Ableton out of the Redux. Yes, Redux. It's just a big crusher. But for the purpose of the video and the bass, I'm using this as well. Just to fatten it up a little bit. So if I duplicate this already, freeze it, flatten its audio, I'm gonna get the new sample of this. I'll consolidate that. See that there? That's my cup of tea, right? And already, we'll leave that one out there. I'd be looking to see what I can get out of this. It might be too long. It's the beauty of Ableton and its fades and sort of chopping and reversing. You can use this for kick layering. Let's go to the original kick. Up here. Reverse it again. Seeing what else we had in the original frozen sample. I'll be looking for details like that. Then going back into... Oh, wrong one. Going back into here. And playing with the settings. You can hear how glitchy it gets. Like, if you go fully wet and fast on the rate, like depending what genre you're in. Yeah, not to mention we can then also use an LFO to start moving all these parameters for us live, so we don't need to do that all the time. So you can load up 2 or 3 LFOs, hit map, and just start automating these things instead of you doing it all the time. But the beauty of this is, that's just a kick drum. If we throw in some, like a bass synth, say. You can really glitch it up. And then just change out your samples. There's a bit more there. And, you know, I'd go through and just put little chords in as well. Might map the dry wet. Slow that down. Let it do its thing. Open and close it. Yeah, not to mention you'll have your EQ, your overdrive, anything else that you're into. And again, I would just audition all different samples of VSTs. And just see what things are sounding like. So we can consolidate that to a new sample. We can pitch it up. And turn LFO off, and we'll leave it wet. Get rid of that. There we go. And go from there. And depending on what you're making and what genre and all that sort of stuff, you can get those little details, little effects pretty quickly. They'll be somewhat unique, even though you're using a sample as a starting point. Putting it fully wet and playing with the automation can lead to completely different sounds outside of the original sound source, which is what we want. So you can sound original and different. And then we can, you know, start adding in your more typical sounds. So if we take it from the top, we've got a kick drum, which was standard. We've made this frozen sound that we flattened from the original pitch hack. You can then add your percussion, and then you can add these glitches in. turn that down a little bit. Not to mention, we're just using those two things. Creatively, we can go further again and get that, delays and reverbs in there. Now, I'm not trying to make this work together as a track. I'm just showing you quickly how you can get sounds straight outside of the original sound source so that you can use little details to fill your track in. But, I've done this in 10 minutes, right? If you're using this, I'd be taking the time to be a lot more particular how you're processing the sound, finding out exactly where that's leading you, and then freezing and flattening to audio and chopping up the new samples in a lot more particular way, rather than me just sort of cranking out 10-12 minutes to show you what this effect can actually do. But same with here, there are other presets. I did like the octave stacking, and this is just a demonstration on a hi-hat loop. So you can use it just for texture. That's why I liked the octave setting one, because that's all I was doing. Where you can go fully wet and still sort of keep it. And then I did overdrive when I did use it on the hat, just to get a bit more high end out of it. It's a bit too white noisy now, but again, you've got all these settings and parameters. You can even dial the wet right back and just have that moving texture in the background of the percussion. Just to give it some more detail. And then off, obviously, it's completely dry. So yeah, it's a quick one for me. I'm just more shocked that I didn't know about it. I didn't think to check it out. Pitch Hack, Audio Effects, Ableton, it's going to be in there. I'm using it as a glitch creator for smaller details, part of the track, to sort of help fill the track out with those minor details, before the double kicks, before filtering occurs, all that sort of stuff. But as I did in my own private time, if you actually sit down and use it and find out how it's responding and behaving on a kick drum, on a hat loop, on a synth loop, you'll be able to see what you can get out of it, and if it's going to be useful for what you're trying to achieve in your track. So it's a little trick I've been using. I'm glad I found it, wanted to share with you. I hope you like it. See you soon. Thank you.